So apparently, people are having to wait a lot longer in my area for people to be picked up in the morning. Some are having to wait 30 to 45 minutes for a driver to pick them up. And they've been asking me what's going on. And I explained to them, I was like, well, as drivers, we have to work very smart and budget, our expenses. And with gas going up, we have to figure out what ride is beneficial for us to take. Because we will get rides that are like $6, $7. It takes us 15 minutes to get there, another 15 minutes to take them there. And, gas is expensive. It's getting more expensive every week, and we have to be smart. So a lot of drivers will not take the ride because it's not worth them taking the ride, or they may change their shift to work at a busier time during the day, and they're like, well, y'all get paid, this amount of money, y'all get tips and stuff. And I have to explain to them, I was like, we get a fraction of what the services charge you. We get a fraction of that. And not everybody tips. And it just amazes me that people think that we get tipped for every ride, and we don't. On average, on a good day, I'll get maybe on a Saturday 4 to 5 people to tip. All the other rides, no one's going to tip. And, we are in a industry where people are just tired of tipping and they refuse to tip. And I can understand everybody wants tips, but we are providing a service, and it sucks that we don't get as much tips that we used to get, because everybody and everywhere thinks they deserve tips. Just for, I see it all the time. Like, you go into an ice cream shop, and just because they scooped it in the cup, or handed your food, they want a tip, and people are tired of that. So with Rideshare, we're very lucky if we get a tip, and we're very appreciative when we get those tips. So I try to explain to passengers that we do get our tips, but not everybody tips. And as drivers, we have to be very smart about when we work, how we work. Sitting idle in a parking lot waiting for rides burns gas. Using your AC, all this stuff burns gas. So we have to be very smart. So a lot of people that work the morning shift, maybe they switch to another busier, shift, because they are not wanting to waste gas. And a lot of drivers are not working right now because of gas. Maybe they're doing this as extra income, and the gas that they're, the money they're spending on gas doesn't, even out with what they're making through Uber and Lyft. So there's a lot of different factors. And as for me as a driver, I try not to let my tank go below a certain line. I never let it go past half. Is always half and above. And every shift that I work, I try to put, money in to pay for the gas, so the next day I'm not having to stop, go get gas. I can just start my shift. So those are the things that I've done. I've also changed some of the times that I work, because I realize, like, when I work early mornings on Saturday, or even late mornings, it's not worth it. I'm not making it. I'm spending more time waiting around on rides than I am making money. So I work later on in the afternoon to start work on a Saturday, even on Sunday as well. So we're out there. We're just trying to budget ourselves and trying to cut our expenses as much as possible and still make money. So that's what's going on. We are still out there. We're just trying to work smarter.